If you are a fan of Batman or a fan of miniatures in general, this might be worth backing just for the miniatures. This is going to offer you almost every character you can think of in the Batman world, and also offering those different characters from the different timelines and different areas in the multiverse. And they did not discriminate the characters they included because they also do have a few of the silly ones, including Batcow. This is going to be offering you a one versus many scenario based game where one player is going to be playing as all the villains, and then you can have a few other players working cooperatively against the villain, and they're going to be using a unique player board depending on the character that they're playing as, and they might have some starting tools and items depending on their character, and then players are going to be spending their energy cubes in order to perform their actions, but there is a steep cost if you run out of energy, so you don't want to put yourself in a position that your enemy can take advantage of. And the enemy player is going to be playing a slightly different game as they're going to be using a different type of board that's going to have a river of cards, and they're going to be controlling multiple enemies but also paying an energy cost to activate each of those enemies. And the catch here is that each time you activate an enemy, it's going to move to the end of the river, but then the ones at the start of the river are going to be the cheapest to activate. So this player will be incentivized to use the characters that are the furthest to the start of the river, but those characters may not always be the most advantageous to use, so you may want to pay a little bit extra to activate one further down the line. This game already has an insane amount of content, and I'm not sure how that's going to translate with today's shipping prices, so you might want to take a look at that before you back the campaign. And because of that, I don't think they're going to be adding too much more to the board game, but they are going to be making some tweaks and improvements to the game that they already have. And this is something that the community's been asking for a while, because this is a game that has a bad reputation for its rule set and a bad reputation for its iconography. And many people that own this game just never get it to the table because of its difficulty to learn and teach to other players. And Monolith is trying to rectify that in this campaign, and they've completely rewritten the rulebook to make it a little bit more digestible. We won't know for sure how much of an improvement they've made, so if they do provide a PDF version of it, and I hope they do, I definitely recommend taking a look at it for yourself and seeing if you can make any sense of it. They're also going to be adding a skill sheet to help players better understand the different icons and skills that the different characters have, and they're also going to be introducing a new way to play with your solo and co-op modes. And another reason that I don't think they're going to be adding too much more content to the game is because they're also going to be offering a role-playing game in this campaign. So I think that role-playing game is the majority of the reason that they are launching this campaign to begin with, but then they're also going to be offering their previous content with a rewritten rulebook and a few new modes of play. And I hope these new changes really do help, because a ton of people paid a lot of money to back this campaign, and there's a ton of content and plastic and material made and delivered for this game, and I think it's a little unfortunate how difficult it was to, and the quality of the rulebook, in my opinion, is not to the level of quality that you would expect for when paying this much for a game. And if you're going to stack this much content and plastic into a game, I think it's just your due diligence to try to make sure the actual game is sound. But like I said, if you are a Batman fan, it might be worth backing just for the miniatures, but I hope those improvements do allow for more table time.